Hello everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to the Shadowbringers New Game Plus Story Recap stream for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Firemac. So, welcome back. We're still in the very beginning of Shadowbringers. Can you believe it's been like 2 recording sessions already, and we're still in the very, very beginnings. So I'm actually worried at how long this is actually going to take. We haven't done a single dungeon yet. Emergent Splendor. Alphino seems eager to discuss the significance of your discoveries. I take my off of you for one moment and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. What is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Shai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union. Yeah, being a joyous union. It seemed to me like that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection! A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas, blank canvas, and... I say, what did that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please! I tell to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze! There was a villain on the loose set to ruin our fair city! But our lord has got him now, and the fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd match it all fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. A malcontent? Oh, how dreadful! And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mention is a part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vauthry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems that they'll be opening up the doors for the next little while. The Crown Lift will take you up there. We had better not dawdle then. Dun 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 dun. Joining the crowd up there. Yes, we shall be going to the offer.
That's him. That's Vauthry.
Look at this man.
He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vauthry, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin-eaters are part of Yulmore's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kaishir won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept. But to humiliate him thus? To demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin-Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
An artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Oh, did you spot that? Forgive me, in my anger I seem to have marched us back outside again. Though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Calusia. I will accompany you back to Crystarium. To the Crystarium! We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Kaishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risk inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vauthry wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I'm certain we can find work for you there if you're willing. No, that would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Yulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down. Don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Oh, Alpha, no! Lord and Lady Shai. What in the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alpha, no? Now I've had many beautiful and striking pictures painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vauthry and vouch for your character. I'm sure he can smooth over any hard feelings. Not gonna happen. I'm sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could possibly be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray, press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes. You silly boy, I insist. I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return. I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Woo! Crackshell Beach. Oh, over there. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vauthry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. I feel like Alphino's path was much longer than Alice's was. Ah, it is good to be back amongst friends, not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is as keen to press on with our plans as I am. And have you seen quite a lot of the First for yourself now? Yeah, a lot of the First yourself now. More than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done. The Light Wardens. The Crystal Ark welcomes you back to the Crystarium.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vauthry's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Oh, are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Northrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements.
Mr. Switch? Oh snap.
They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, woo. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Exensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Exensor Gate? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Tell me in the comments below if I'm saying it right. Exensor Gate. Exensor Gate. Exensor Gate. Exensor Gate. Whew. We're doing it. We're doing it. Ah, we're doing it. Ah, we're doing it. Alright, am I going the right place? Wait, is that where I'm supposed to be going? Oh, son of a... I didn't have to wait for all of that. I didn't have to do all that. That'd be a case where he was just waiting outside the freaking gate thing, the paths, the passage. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now! Where am I going? All the way up. Son of a... Let's not start that now. Hallminster Switch is past these gates and through the woods. It is not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect this side, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villages, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads an attack. How convenient. It seems it will have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One is not simply, it's just like a warden. As no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them all. They hold more light inside them all than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but it's the presence. Its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will bellow outwards, envelop the nearest living being, and a reckless young swordsman, perhaps, turn her into a brand new warden. That did not come out right at all. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guard stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Livy, yours, Captain Lena, and last but not least... me. A formal group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back if we strike to kill. If we strike to kill? I think it means when we strike to kill, right? Yo, we strike to kill. Right now it's explaining that I have the option to do a trust engine. Form a party and enter Holminster Switch. It'll be super easy. Now I will take off Alize in favor of Chris.
Very well.
Only because I know some of these party members will not be around for the next dungeon. That's the only reason, okay? The only reason. I'm yawning. Well, they're gonna let me go as at level 80. Yeah, here we go. Our first dungeon, everybody. Are you excited? I'm kind of excited. Holminster Switch. Now, a lot of people don't like using trust parties because it gets too slow, they say. And I get it. And also, you can't exactly try to pull everybody as a tank. You'll try, but it'll end at failure. Because the trust can't handle more than one mob, really. I mean, I could try to do 2 mobs, but it's not a good time. Plus, I'm on a Dark Knight, which I'm not 100% into. If I was my Paladin, I'd be a little more comfortable. Here's a brand new Sin Eater. And we're gonna go here. Like, this might be a little too much. Look, they're back there. What the hell? Oh. Well, that was smart of me. I wasn't even using my freaking tank stance. Whoopsies. Yeah, don't mind if I get a little quiet, I might be focusing a bit. Let's see if I can handle 2 mobs. Guys, I hate to say this, but I'm actually getting tired. I'm gonna have to splash some water on me. Alright, so hold on. Okay. Whoa. Man. I don't know if any of you guys experience this, but like sometimes it just gets really hard to keep your eyes open. Like usually if I fight through it, it goes away. Whew. Alright, first boss. Bum bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum 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 da bum 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 ba da bum. What are you guys following me for? Get out of the way. Seriously, why are they following me? I just got hit by so much. Okay. Oh, I see. You can use it immediately. Oh, and then you move.
This villain is not without his tricks.
That went well. Someone help! Arg! Right, next boss. Does this look familiar, anybody? Right, it's Teslin. Probably better I didn't bring LJ in here. Poor girl shouldn't have to fight her.
If I must. Leave the healing to me. The time has come.
Okay, due to background noise, I'm gonna stay muted for the remainder of the dungeon. Light wording time. Yeah. I'm also super not feeling Dark Knight. I was never a fan of the MP situation. Plus, I don't know when to time stuff. Alright, so I'm going focus here. Apologies if there's any background noise. Whoops. I'm sure they'll be okay.
If I must.
I used the wrong thing. Well, I'm sure they'll be fine. Whew! Alright, cool. So that's about the length we're going to be expecting to do all the dungeons I have to do. And there's numerous amount of dungeons. Actually, this might be the most dungeon I have to do for any expansion that's mandatory. Let's see what everyone has to say. It was no less than I expected, but well done. Rest well. Alizé. A light warden gun, I can't scarce believe it. But you had me on the crew. Lena, you're just now learning. Her name is Lena, right?
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you. Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
It's almost beautiful to see the night sky.
It's so beautiful.
The Sunless Sea. The Warrior of Darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Oh, there it is.
For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other Wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the Wardens and restore darkness to the first.
Hey, it's a boy Arbert. I'll become the warrior you need. It sounds like a glorious adventure. I like the first one. I'll become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, XR, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one, nonetheless. Momentous. What am I thinking? Ugh. Trust parties unlocked. Sweet.